up? I am Michelle B, and in this video I want to talk about how to stop being a lazy human being. I'm pretty convinced that there are no lazy people, there are no lazy individuals, there are only lazy habits, and lazy habits suck. You want to get up, you want to do something with yourself, you want to achieve goals, but instead you find yourself on the couch with takeout watching the latest episode of Mindhunters. Laziness is fine when you just have like a lazy day for yourself, but when you actually start to identify as a lazy person and you don't want to be a lazy person, that is when you need an intervention. In this video, I want to go through some steps that you can take to break your lazy habits, to switch up your lifestyle and to stop feeling like a lazy human being. Step number one is to make being lazy harder. So list out what makes you a lazy person. Do you watch too much TV? Do you spend all of your time in bed? Is the majority of your time spent scrolling through Facebook on your phone? Write down a literal list of the things that you think are lazy activities. Then write down 2 things that you can do to make that activity harder for yourself to do. So if you're always watching TV, rearrange your room so that it is harder to watch TV. Put your TV in the closet so you're literally forced to go to a ton of effort just to turn the TV on. Cancel Netflix so that the next time that you feel like watching it, you'd have to literally go through the process of setting it up and it'd be really freaking hard. If you're always spending time on social media, download Crackbook, which makes you wait for like 20 seconds before the social media site actually loads. The reason that you've developed lazy habits is because they're easy. They're easy patterns for you to fall into. Make it harder for your lizard brain to do the stuff that you don't actually want to be doing. Step number 2 is to actually decide what you do want to be doing. What would your life look like if you didn't identify as a lazy person or have your lazy habits? Would you read a book a day? Would you exercise every morning? Work on your goals of an evening? Do more brunches? What specifically do you think would benefit your life, and why do you want to start doing it? How's it actually going to impact your life for the better? If you don't have a clear idea of what you want to do and why you want to do it, of course you're going to flounder and go back to being lazy because you don't have any clear purpose. New habits and new ways of living, they don't start in an instant. Writing down that list, you won't be able to tackle every single one of the things on that list tomorrow, and it would be stupid to try and do so. But if you don't know what you're aiming for and you don't know why you're aiming for it, you're going to revert straight back into your old habits. The third step is to make the things that you want to start doing easier for you to do. We always think that we're lazy because we're just not motivated, like we're just a lazy person. But the reality is that motivation and willpower have very little to do with it. Environment, routine, and identity all play a way bigger part in your habits. If you want to replace your watching Netflix habit with reading a book, always have a book that you want to read sitting on the coffee table. Always carry a book with you. Ditch the idea that you have to physically get up, get in your car, go to a library to get a book, and download a library app onto your iPad to make it easier for you to get a hold of books. If you want to exercise every day, figure out the easiest exercise routine that you can start doing. Wear your exercise clothes to bed so that you don't have to think about putting on your exercise clothes of a morning. If you want to eat healthier, put the healthy food within easier access. Make sure the healthy food is all cut up and ready to go so that you don't have to go to effort to make healthy food. You want to make your not lazy lifestyle way easier for you to do by changing your environment. Step number 4 is stop putting yourself into a box that you don't want to be put in. This is something that I and every other person struggles with, and now that you know about it, you'll notice other people do it and you'll notice yourself do it. When you talk to other people about yourself, how do you present yourself? If you talk about how lazy you are, how all your life is sleeping in Netflix, how much you hate exercise, you're a real life slug, you have no goals, you don't know where you're going in life, and you might do it in a self-deprecating, like funny way, but you're not just thinking out loud, you're literally crafting your identity and you're boxing yourself as someone that you obviously don't want to be if you're watching this video. If your brain hears you say, oh, literally all I like to do of a day is just like eat and sleep, it'll be like, okay, cool, so that's what this person is proclaiming herself to be, then I need to live my life in line with that, that's who I am. I'm not telling you that you need to go around and say that you thrive on exercise, you are so great at getting shit done all the time, and you rarely watch Netflix, although maybe one day you'll get there if that's where you want to be. But for now, just stop identifying with the identity that you don't want. Your subconscious can hear you. The next thing that you want to do is aim for small wins. Changing your habits, changing your lifestyle is hard. Even when you've gone ahead and made your old lifestyle more difficult to fall back into and your new lifestyle easier to fall into, you need to rely on tiny wins, because tiny wins build up your belief of your new identity. If you read 1 page of a book every day, that's a small win, win, but now you're a person who reads a bit of a book every day. If you walk for 10 minutes a day, that's a small win, but now you're identifying as someone who moves their body every day. Go back to that one habit or two habits that you want to start pursuing and think of very, very small, very achievable wins that you can aim for to start changing your identity and changing who you identify as. So go back to that one habit or two habits that you want to start doing and think of small wins that you can use to start changing your identity. And step number 6 is to stop getting grumpy with yourself. I tried to start getting up early in the morning for so long. There were many attempts and failures. It didn't stick until all of a sudden sort of fell into place. I tried for a long time to keep my wardrobe decluttered, stop buying so many pointless things, and it didn't stick until I changed my approach and then suddenly it sort of fell into place. The point is, it's going to happen, but if you keep getting grumpy at yourself and giving up because you're not living your ideal life after 1 week of trying, you're not doing yourself any favors. If you miss one day of reading your few pages of a book, that doesn't make you a failure, that makes you a human being. Don't throw your progress away because you're not happy with your one-off behavior. Another thing I'd like to mention is, are you lazy or are your expectations of yourself too high? No one is a permanently productive machine all the time. Everyone needs slug days. Slug days and slug afternoons, they're normal things. As always, I don't have all of the answers, but the steps that I've talked about in this video are some of the things that have helped me to be a more productive human. If you have picked a habit that you want to make harder or a habit that you want to make easier, I'd love to hear about it in the comment section down below. So what's the habit, for example, watching Netflix, and what are you going to do to make it harder? If you have a bad habit that you are going to make it harder for yourself to do, I'd love to hear about it in the comment section down below. Let me know what you're actually doing to make that habit harder. Or on the flip side, if you have a habit that you are going to make easier, let me know what it is in the comment section down below and what you're going to do to make it easier in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel for videos on intentional living, goal setting, habits every week. I appreciate you guys so much and I will see you soon.